The 7 to 14 micron frequency is the important frequency that is generated by the Relax Sauna generators. Now, they're not heaters, they're lighters.
Mm.
But I don't call them lighters because people say, well, lighter is that little thing I put in my pocket. I said, no. It's energy medicine, and it emits a frequency of light that's the same frequency as water, the same frequency as your body. Therefore, it vibrates the water molecules. Now, the difference between the Relax Sauna and other Amazon saunas or other wood saunas is that the Relax Sauna gives you the exact frequency of you 100%. When I was told 22 years ago from the people in Taiwan, the Relax Sauna company, that it's measured, it's all between 4 and 14 microns. I didn't realize that it is all between 4 and 14 microns. And that's the secret. Actually, we tested it. We sent the Relax Sauna to Harvard, MIT Science and Technology Labs about 8 months, I'm not sure. I guess it was a year ago. And they came back with a report saying that we were 3.5 to 4.5 times more power density, penetration intensity than the other two saunas we sent to them. We had the exact frequency that Dr. Yamaguchi talks about in his research, saying it's upon application of the 7 to 14 micron frequency of far infrared light that gets the water molecules to vibrate, and that releases poisonous toxic gases from the body. And you can see right here the 4 to 14 or the 7 to 14 micron frequency. That's what I call loving light. That's the light, that's the frequency that penetrates your body, that is absorbed into the body. It's the same frequency as you. And so in far infrared, it comes from the sun because it's a light. It travels at the speed of light. It's responsible for photosynthesis in plants, and all mammals and all birds and humans generate far infrared light. When you hug someone, you're generating far infrared light. When a chicken lays on the egg, it's generating far infrared light that's resonating with the water. The far infrared light from the sun goes down through the sand 2 inches and resonates with the water in turtle eggs. And that's the magic behind it. Now, the other two saunas, the $1,300 full spectrum sauna, that we were 3.5 times the power intensity of, they were 1.2 to 6 microns, which is only 8% of the special frequency that works. It's like curcumin is the active ingredient in turmeric. The far infrared ray between 7 and 14 microns, that's the active ingredient. So you can have an infrared sauna or a full spectrum infrared sauna, and the near infrared, the mid infrared, they don't penetrate, they don't resonate with you, so they're not going to raise body temperature. They're not going to help detox you. They can do other things. Near infrared is nice, but it only penetrates 1 to 2 millimeters. Dr. Sherry Rogers wrote the book Detoxify or Die, and that was in 2001. And she was an environmental medical doctor, and people were left to dead by the medical establishment with multi-chemical sensitivities and with environmental problems, environmental concerns. And she got them all fixed in the late 1990s using far infrared saunas. And
Wow.
that was like, that spawned the industry. Far infrared energy, okay, see, it improves blood pressure, it speeds healing, it improves circulation. And what it is when you raise body temperature. Okay, now why do we raise body temperature? Because it penetrates the water molecule, gets them all to vibrate. And that, as I said, releases the toxic heavy metals and poisonous gases because the water clusters and it weakens the ionic bonds. And that's why that happens. Now, if you have 100 people in a small room dancing, it's going to get hot. So your body is going to get hot if all the water molecules are vibrating. So you're going to increase body temperature. What that does, well, Hippocrates says Find me a way to create fever and sweat, and I will cure any disease. Increasing body temperature is what happens when you generate 1,400 watts, not 1,000 watts. We generated 1,400 watts. And that's so we're 1.5 times the power of any other sauna. But more importantly, we give you the exact frequency. And the $1,300 portable sauna was only 8% of that frequency, and the Amazon sauna 0%. Now the wooden saunas we haven't tested, the wooden infrared saunas, I imagine they're 20 to 50%. I may even be overestimating it, but the Relax Sauna is worth, it doesn't sell for this, but it's worth $20,000. It's like MasterCard, it's priceless. Any $8,000 wooden sauna, the Relax Sauna is probably worth, it's 3 times more therapeutic. And that's why I say it's a $20,000 sauna.
And you don't have to build it. You don't, I mean, you literally just pop it up. It comes with a chair. You sit in it. We'll show you pictures of it. I'm just like so excited because I have been loving it, Philip. And I am so excited for this home remedy where you can detox and have like a really, really, really effective sauna in your own home.
It's really exciting. I was looking at 6 videos this morning, and one guy went on and on. It's portable. It travels in this little case. I turn it on, and in 8 seconds, it's working, and I feel warm and toasty. I can travel with it. At 20 minutes, I can have a complete sweat.
Yeah.
And I mean, just listening to those 6 testimonies this morning, I said, I want one.
I know, right? I want another one. No, it's true because you don't feel like you're super, super hot. You just feel really good. And you start to sweat pretty quickly. And which is really, again, not normal for me because it's really hard for me to sweat. And so it's really hard for me to really detoxify because it's really coming out of the sweat molecules, like you were saying. What have you seen with these ailments? What have you seen testimonial wise?
Well, we have 5 or 6 cancer clinics that sell the Relax Sauna to their patients. After they come visit for 1 or 2 weeks, then they send them home and they say a Relax Sauna is really, really important to have one if you're going to continue your treatment and your healing process. We have 20 video testimonies, at least, on Lyme disease and how people's symptoms have disappeared or been abated quite a bit. We've been to about 10 or 12 or 15 different Lyme conferences, about 15 different cancer conferences, about 20 different autism conferences.
Wow.
And we give relief. The Relax Sauna. See, again, this one lady had mold toxicity and she had a wooden sauna and it didn't really take care of her problem. And she happened to sell it. And then she found out about our sauna. I think she did a little research and went to a conference we were at in Long Beach and got it. And within a very short period of time, she was really sick. And now she's vibrant and healthy. Also, it antidotes sunburn. So I've had about 7 or 8 people come to my booth with sunburn pain, about 7 or 8. I said, get in the sauna. And they say, no way. That's the last thing I would think I would want to do. And I say, okay, I guarantee you that your pain will be 0 or 1 in 5 to 7 minutes. Every single person. One person, she said, I don't know. And then her boyfriend was there. And I said, and he said, no, go and do it. And she came out, no pain. And it's because, see, again, it's frequency medicine. Edison, Tesla, even Jacob Lieberman, an eye doctor, they all said the medicine of the future is invisible light and sound that you cannot hear. These are the healing modalities. And Rife machine that you carry, that again, that's a frequency. If you give the exact frequency of the disease, it sort of shatters it and your body is free of it. You just got to figure out what the right frequency is. Mm-hmm. So we at the Relax Sauna company use semiconductor chips. No other sauna in the United States or in the world, to my knowledge, uses semiconductor chips. And they allow you to take from electricity, take the electricity, filter it, and give you only the exact frequency that performs magic in your body. There's an article on reddit.com published February 2017. We were talking about the research in Miller's book, Infrared Illuminated. She has about 100 research articles, all annotated with the information in her book. There's all this research. So this guy is saying, wow, if these portable $200 portable saunas can only do what that is, let me buy one and let me test it. So he tested the inside temperature, the outside temperature, and a whole other features. He got a sauna somewhat like the one on the right, and what he did is it raised body temperature a half a degree only, one half a degree, and the heart rate variability, that's the measurement to figure out how therapeutic a sauna is. It's checking the heart rate variability. We had a chiropractor get in the sauna at a conference a couple months ago, and the heart rate variability was 50 on his Apple Watch. When he got in, after he was in the sauna, it went down to 30. And then when he got out, it went up to 136. He said, this is unheard of. I've never seen anything be able to do this. And again, heart rate variability is called HRV. It measures the heart's ability to function under any stressful circumstance, the ability to handle anything that comes at you in life. And the Mayo Clinic, they say that their heart patients should never go into a hot tub or never go into a hot rock sauna. He said, because the heart has to race to find an equilibrium between the inside and the outside temperatures. But far infrared saunas, on the other hand, are extremely therapeutic because, as you said at the beginning of this podcast, that your body temperature increases. And if your body temperature increases even 1, 2, 3 degrees, then you can handle an increase in outside temperature, not even be stressed. So what the guy in the Reddit.com report said that the measurement of his temperature only went up half a degree. Heart rate variability didn't help. It didn't boost it at all. So he got a $500 Amazon sauna, reputed to be one of the best. Same results. We had a man who had sciatica pain for the last 6.5 weeks, pain of 7, 8 constant. And he got in the sauna. He stayed. He did a double dose. And after 12, 15 minutes, he came out and he jumped up and down, said, look, Ma, no pain. I said, I have no pain. I've had constant pain for 6.5 weeks of 7, 8 constant. Occasionally would get down to a 3 or a 4 and I'd be able to sleep for a couple hours. And the guy was ecstatic. He says, if I was a multimillionaire, I'd buy these for every old age home in the country. I mean, he just said this is, I mean, we really believe they belong in all teachers' lounges and all office lounges. We believe they belong in every emergency room. Every major sports league team should have about 6 of these. A friend of mine was at a baseball game the other day, and one of the teams that had purchased a Relax Sauna from us had it in their bullpen. The Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers, actually have been using it for the last 3 years, and they actually called us up and said, hey, can you send 2 more saunas to Citi Field where we've got the national championship to do? And so we sent it, and we even have a picture of one of the players at Citi Field in the Relax Sauna.
Okay, so it also increases circulation. You want to talk about that?
Well, again, when you create, like Hippocrates said, if you can create a fever, I can cure any disease. So when you increase the body temperature, that's going to increase the circulation and lower the blood pressure. And the reason why is because it's going to vibrate the water molecules, and therefore the water molecule is going to get smaller. So therefore the blood cells are going to get smaller, and also the blood vessels will dilate, because in the perimeter of the blood vessels, those are going to get smaller. So you're going to have more flow. In other words, instead of having semis going through at a very slow rate, you're going to have sports cars going through. And so the circulation is going to increase, and this always lowers blood pressure. People go to Relax Sauna especially notice that it lowers their blood pressure. Also, it's going to flood the body with oxygen, and that's going to kill the parasites, some of them, depending upon how high the temperature gets. And it's also going to kill the anaerobic bacteria. But the most exciting thing about the Relax Sauna is that it's going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's the blood vessels dilating also. So it gets you into the now by activating the parasympathetic. So that's when the magic of healing takes in place. And then the mitochondria start creating real energy.
Talk about wounds and injury.
Well, just imagine, all around the cells, everything vibrating, basically. So all the cells are vibrating, and therefore it's going to bring circulation there. I mean, even putting your attention on your finger, that's going to bring energy there, and that's going to help the thing vibrate. But when you have these frequencies that are the same frequency you being absorbed and penetrating into the body, I'm sure you've been out on a hot sun on a hot day and closed your eyes and felt that deep penetrating warmth go to the core of your beingness. That's the far infrared sun penetrating. I call it the loving light of the sun. The far infrared is the magic of the sunlight. And that's even Dr. Gerald Pollack, who wrote The Fourth Phase of Water, mentions that. See, it's all about the water. What far infrared saunas do, one thing and one thing only: it sends off the same frequency as water and vibrates your water molecules. It's like exercise, and it's like 15 minutes in the relaxed sauna is like a 45-minute cardiovascular exercise, or a 4 to 6 mile run. That it's passive exercise. It gets the circulation moving, and it oxygenates the body. It relaxes you. It goes deep. Now, the guy who did that Reddit article study, he finally said, okay, I might as well get. There's another sauna and there's a relaxed sauna. He chose the relaxed sauna. He didn't give all his reasons why, but it did have 1,400 watts instead of 900 or 1,000. But maybe the literature we had about it convinced him, so he got it. It rose body temperature 2.9 degrees in 25 minutes, not half a degree. And when he looked at the heart rate variability, it blew him away, because it was significantly more, the increase in heart rate variability, than the report on how normal infrared saunas significantly increase heart rate variability to when you got in to when you got out. And the relaxed sauna was significantly more than that. He said it blew away the results. He said, I'd love to be able to recommend a $200, $300 Amazon sauna, but frankly, they cannot do what the relaxed sauna does. And it's taken me like 23 years that I've been using the relaxed sauna. It's taken me that long to finally understand that the relaxed sauna, we really believe that the relaxed sauna, the inventors of the semiconductor chip, of the technology, and here it appears out of nowhere, that they deserve the Nobel Prize, because this is one of the most incredible inventions. There's lots of hype on there's lots of hype right now on red light, and red light is good and has its purpose. And there's near infrared, and there's PEMF, and there's the Rife machines, and there's hyperbaric oxygen chambers, and there's ozone, and there's near infrared lasers, and they all are great. And there's microcurrent technology, and there's so much more. But the relaxed sauna is special because it's the only device that increases body temperature by vibrating the water molecules. And there's two companies that make ozone saunas. They chose the relaxed sauna as the sauna to use with their ozone device. And ozone saunas are incredible. And so I was starting to say earlier that we're the only sauna in the world, to my knowledge, you can go in for 5 to 7 minute treatments and have a profound impact. Some people say that their hearts have opened. It's like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, very, very therapeutic and healing. And many have attested to this. One lady, it was at a mental health conference, and her husband and she had an $8,000 wooden infrared sauna, very high quality one of the best. And she got in the relaxed sauna for 30 minutes in her bathing suit, and then came back an hour later and said, Phil, I have to tell you, after 8 to 10 minutes in the relaxed sauna, I experienced the deepest, most profound sense of relaxation that I've ever experienced in my life. I have a video from a doctor 10 years ago. His name is Dr. Kerry Moses, out of the LA Inglewood area. And he said, this will nip a cold and a flu in the bud every time. And a lot of people, as soon as they start feeling a little ill out of sorts, they go in the sauna, and they prevent a couple days of discomfort is avoided because they start cleansing. Because the reason we have a fever, I mean, it should be common sense, is because we need to cleanse. We have too many, the buildup of toxins in the body living in this world, is signaled by the body getting a fever so it can clean out the junk and detoxify it. It's a very, very natural process. So many people said, I've never felt this good in a sauna. Plus, I feel more therapeutic. Now, this is Anne Louise Gittleman, one of the most famous authors, most popular authors for about 3 or 4, 5 of those years when I was selling to health food stores mainly. And she wrote the book, Guess What Came to Dinner, with You, like in terms of parasites. And right now there's a lot of information. According to Hulda Clark, that every disease, there's a toxin, and associated with that toxin is a parasite, and the two of them together cause cancer or any kind of diseases. So if you can get the toxins out and kill the parasites. Dr. Bill Akpinar wrote the book No Sweat, No Sweat. It's a history of sweating and saunas and sweat lodges and all that. And he has recommended, he's got a clinic sort of like a healing, he treats people with cancer and all sorts of other diseases. And he recommends the Relax Sauna to almost all of his patients. And he's an Oriental medical doctor and a Qigong master. And he's been promoting the Relax Sauna for many, many years. Arthritis is a piece of cake. Sleeping better. Everyone sleeps better. Anyone with asthma or lung problems or respiration problems, if you have cold chills, you go in. One lady, she had a brown recluse spider bite, and she didn't even know it. She was using the sauna every day, and her acupuncturist pointed out to her that she had a brown recluse spider bite, but she experienced no ill effects from it. And we had a couple people who got those shots, a couple years ago that were mandated and all that, and were injured from them. And 2 of the ladies were nurses, and they cried because they had feeling in their fingers for the first time in 2.5 years. They could feel the circulation from their foot to their hip for the first time. Again, all saunas are good. Like if you live 5 miles from a grocery store, any vehicle with a bicycle that gets you there, it's going to be a godsend to you compared to walking. And similarly, go to any Amazon sauna, any wooden sauna, they all have their testimonies. I don't know if they have 1,000 testimonies like we do. I've been doing this for 22 years. People come out of the sauna and they give you a story. If you were a fly on the wall listening to what these people say to me after they've been in the sauna for 5, 7, and sometimes 10 or 12 and have miraculous, you would buy the Relax Sauna in a heartbeat. Now, because you haven't tried it, it's very important that we give a 30-day money back guarantee, because we don't want anyone to try it and not like it and be stuck with it, because that doesn't serve us or them. But the Relax Sauna is made in Taiwan. Taiwan is known for quality, like Japan and South Korea. They're known for high quality. Taiwan makes 94% of the semiconductors, and you're hearing more and more about the semiconductors. To be able to give you the far infrared light that vibrates your water molecules, that's expensive, and it's those chips we showed you. I don't know how they make the semiconductor chips, but they're almost like crystals. They can be programmed, and they're ceramic, and we put holes in them, and we do all sorts of things. And they also control the temperature inside the Relax Sauna. This one lady, I just re-met her. She bought a sauna from us 4 or 5 years ago, and she had really health problems, and it just fixed all her health problems. I mean, people are just so grateful. This is commonplace. And she uses it 20 minutes every night and 10 minutes every morning. Now, I use it for 23 years. I've been using it about 20 minutes every morning, sometimes once, sometimes twice, occasionally 3 times. And sometimes I've got to be somewhere, so I can only use it for 8 to 10 or 12 minutes. It can really, extend your life. It can help you for so much. And I'm just so, I'm appreciate the opportunity to share it with your audience. And I encourage them wholeheartedly to, to get one for their home, their office, and everything else.